Greetings, friends. It's Denise again with Denise's Dancing Paintbrush. And as you can see from my intro, I got my computer back and I am back in the pink with working on these videos for you. This is watercolor that I was working on while my computer was in the shop being repaired because I couldn't work digitally the way I like to, but here we are. I am making some tea roses and working in watercolor. Watercolor is one of my favorites. I first work in a kind of a overall wash. As you can see, I'm putting lots of different colors into my wash, but I'm working fairly thinly, lots of water, a little bit of a touch of color here and there, different colors in the leaves, different colors in the petals, because even leaves aren't just one shade of green. There are shadows, there are highlights, there are nuances that we forget about unless we use all the colors of the spectrum, and then it starts to look more real, more like it's in the light and catching shadows and light, and it's alive. So as the first layer dries, then I go back and I put another layer of color, making it deeper and richer and adding more in the way of shadows and color variation. These roses were so cool. I liked the orange and pink on the tips and the deep yellow, so rich it looked like it catches the sunlight. And so I saw them out in front of a was kind of a shopping center. They had a row of these little English tea roses, and not very many petals on them, so they opened up and you could see the middle very clearly. But they were so rich in color that I just couldn't resist. I took a lot of photos. And this particular watercolor, I'm working from 2 of the photos that I took. Now this is the 3rd layer of color. I am adding a little bit more in the area of shadows, of texture, to give it a more of a 3D pop, and also adding little veins. I saw someone do this before. She called it the broken line technique, where you're just making very thin, lightly shaded lines that aren't straight lines. They are broken, but they look like veins in a petal. And I thought, oh, that works perfectly. That really adds the texture that you need to give it life. So I really enjoyed doing this in this particular technique. The leaves, I did a similar thing by adding the veins, but in reverse.